Hi, this is Bobby Brown, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
You kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
See, son, old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an out-of-work bum with a lot of life.
Hello, you crazy dirt fucker!
Party time!
Yes, it is party time. Hello, Hollywood. Hello, world. Hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and it's always good to be seen, especially after 2 weeks of not doing this. There was an Izzy Presley show last week with Tony Curtis from the Count 77 band and the Tony Curtis band. Of course, you know him. He's friends with the Count, and the Count will be on the show eventually. Working on that as we go. My name is Izzy Presley. This is Metal Edge Presents, another fucking podcast, and with me, as always, is my co-host, my Rolodex.
your partner in grime.
My partner in grime. I do like that. He was traveling last week, and he is back. Mr. Paul Gargano, welcome,
Hello,
sir.
hello. You know what's really interesting? The last podcast we did, I did from outside that pool billiards hall in Connecticut, and it was like 5 degrees. I got back yesterday, and I drove to the post office to mail my rent check, and literally it was 85 degrees. So like in a 2-week span, I literally experienced an 80-degree dip in temperatures. I was like,
Yeah. Well, but while you were gone, it was fucking cold here, if it makes you feel any better. I mean, we hit the 30s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
At night. But you know, but we're better now. This is Paul, this is the first, my God. This is the first guest we've had in a month, I think.
Yeah, it is. Well, because we kind of had a 3-way co-host thing last time after the Monsters of Rock recap.
That's right. Courtney was on. Courtney was on. Yes.
But yeah, no, this is Matt, welcome.
Yes, no,
Thank you.
We're gonna get to you in a second.
Oh, all good, man.
He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there flexing, sipping on whiskey.
Yeah.
Really quick, there will be ACK news coming up for April. We'll see.
Is this the news I know about?
This is the news you know about, and hopefully
Awesome.
Metal Edge will be involved in this. And
Cool.
let's just say it may be an escape from LA party as well. I find that out.
Oh.
I find that out maybe tomorrow, so we will see. But with us, a band that I was not familiar with until yesterday or Sunday night when Paul and I were talking. Hey, I'm not lying, dude. I'm straight up. There's no bullshit with me. This is a shoot. For all you wrestling geeks out there, this is a shoot.
This is the shoot.
Blacktop Mojo. Matt James is with us. He is the singer. Welcome. Good day.
Thank you, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Great to have you. And
Thank you.
Right before you joined, right before you jumped on the Zoom, I was listening to the Aerosmith cover, Dream On, and I'm thinking, first of all, it takes balls to cover that song. Second of all, it really takes balls to cover that song after the Dio version of it. And you guys fucking nailed it, dude.
Thank you, man.
Great job.
Thank you very much.
And did you? Well, and I was just gonna say, do you know that Izzy? Since this is, and I did. I threw Blacktop at Izzy. And I was just like, and Izzy's definitely. I was on Shiprock with them, so I got to see them a couple times, spend some time with them. I became a big fan of the band. And I don't know if you saw, but we actually had it on Metal Edge. The cover they released for Valentine's Day. The Temptations' "My Girl."
Yes.
You guys like biting off a lot with those covers, don't you?
Yeah, man. They just sort of happened. The My Girl thing was a thing where kind of had an argument with the old lady back home, and we walked into the bar, and My Girl by the Temptations was playing on the jukebox, and I was like, when you're pissed off, you don't want to hear that happy, sappy love music, and it
It's a very cryptic
I
version.
lost you.
No, we still got you.
Uh-oh.
We still got you. But it's a very cryptic version. It reminded me a lot of the what's the fucking Drainman's, what's his band?
Sound of Silence, Disturbed.
Yeah, except this is actually good.
Oh, mean.
I didn't like that, but I loved this version. I really did. That grabbed me. The Stained, or not Stained, but yeah, that
Disturbed.
Band, Disturbed. Yeah, that didn't grab me. This grabbed me. So props to that too.
Great. Note to self: can't have Aaron Lewis or David Draymond on the show.
Oh no, dude, I would love to interview him.
Did we lose Matt? He's gone on my screen. Is he gone on your screen?
I see the name.
There he is. He's back.
There he is. Yes. Yeah, we got you.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, so the Temptations one, that's actually a really good. So that's what inspired you. You literally.
It was kind of I just heard the song in the jukebox, was not in a good mood, and went on the bus and like rewrote it, and then went in the trailer, and our bass player, was hanging out, and I was like, hey, what if you did My Girl in like a minor key and made it sound all pissed off? And he was like, he knew exactly what I was talking about. He was like, I got you. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So we played it that night. Yeah,
you played it that night.
Wow, that quick.
Yeah, man,
that's impressive.
You guys have been around for a while. You've been around. You're even relatively new to me, but you've been around for 10 years now, right? 2000.
Yeah. So our drummer Nathan and I started playing together in 2012. Started just kind of jamming. We were a 4-piece at that point, and we started gigging around and playing like Texas country stuff. Like we were playing a bunch of covers and stuff in bars. You know, those 4-hour sets where you play like 45 minutes, take a break, and keep doing that all night. And then we made our first record in 2014 and decided that we were going to be a rock band because everything was sort of more like grungy and heavier, and there wasn't a whole lot of slide guitar or anything like that in there. Or steel guitar, I mean. So so then we just started playing in rock clubs in like Dallas and Houston, and here we are now. It kind of snowballed, and
I feel like there's like one of the things, there isn't artist development anymore like there used to be. I mean, it used to be when you were an original band, you had to go out and you had to play the club circuit, and you had to go out there and earn. And I feel like bands don't do that anymore. Like everybody can record in their bedroom. They can record music without having to go out and play it. So that probably has a lot to do with why you guys are as good as you are, as strong as you are live, because you went out and did that cover thing for a couple years. And I mean, as Izzy can attest to, it's like you're getting in front of people and playing, and you're putting those hours in that just so many bands today don't do. Nobody wants to develop for 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely, I guess we just weren't smart enough to work computers. We didn't know how to record ourselves. So we just the only thing we knew how to do was just get together and jam in a garage. So that's what we did.
Well, what kind of covers were you guys doing? Was it all like rock stuff? Did you do country stuff?
Yeah, we did country stuff. We did rock stuff, some Tom Petty stuff, some like 90s, I guess you call it like 90s alternative, like Matchbox 20, like everything from Merle Haggard to Matchbox 20.
Wow. Okay.
It was a little bit of everything. And then every now and then we'd like drop an original song in there that we'd written or something we were jamming on, and people would be like, what's that? And we'd be like, that's our song.
Nice.
That's our song. We got a box full of CDs. Do you want one?
No, we don't.
And they're like, no. And then you're like, but then you're like, but it's free. And they're like, I don't want that.
I don't want
it's free. We played in Austin a couple times and trying to sell a CD to somebody that was just walking through the bar and just saw you guys play. Well, I don't have a CD player. You have a computer? Well, yeah. Well, then you have a CD player. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe next time. Well, yeah. Fuck. Go away.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
It must be nice though doing it like that in Texas, because what I've noticed about Texas, like I said, the couple times we played in Austin, people really like a mix out there. You can play that old school country stuff and people love it. Then, the petty stuff and the rock shit too. And like out here in LA, it's like, you play a Merle Haggard song, you get people looking at you like a dog that just got shown a card trick, but there's the right people in the room that love it. But the majority of people are like, country, really? Come on, man.
Yeah. That's a whole, I think that's a lot to do with Texas too. I work with Drowning Pool, who are out of Texas, and I was really good. I was very close to the Pantera guys. It's like, do you feel that bit of, if you will, an obligation to live up to like the legacy of the bands that came before you in that state? Because there's a pretty rich musical pedigree there in Texas.
Yeah, man. I think you can kind of be influenced. You can go the metal route, you can go the Pantera, the Drowning Pool. You can, you can go that route. You can go Stevie Ray Vaughan. You can go Willie Nelson. You can go. There's so many different directions you can pull from. So I'd like to think we got a little bit of all that in our tunes, man, because that's what we grew up listening to. So
it's definitely a fertile landscape down there, and I don't think people tend to realize that. You think of the areas that have established music. A lot of people look at like the New York City with punk, or they look at like Hollywood with like the glam scene and the Sunset Strip and a lot of the rock. But Texas, there's just been so much out of Texas. And that was one of the things. That was one of the things that I kind of latched on when I started hearing about you guys. It was like that next wave of Texas bands, and I love hearing you say it's a little bit about everything, because I think we need more of that today. We need more bands going out there and kind of just taking a piece of everything. We're not afraid to like country. We're not afraid to like rock. We're not afraid to steal a little bit from a metal band here or there. So
yeah, for sure, man. I think if you look up like the history of rock and roll, it's just kind of throwing everything in a pot and melting it all down, and then you get a little bit of everything coming out.
How'd you come up touring wise now? Did you just basically stick to Texas for a while and then branch out from there? You've been doing this for 10 years now. So what was that process like for you?
Yeah, we had, everybody had day jobs, of course, for like the first 5-6 years of the band, and we would go out on weekends and pretty much just play in Texas. We got out every now and then, a little further than that, Louisiana, or like, regionally. And, but the other thing about Texas is there are so many different little small towns. There's acts that just tour in Texas, there's so many different towns, but little small towns with bars and stuff between here and Austin or here in Dallas. And, so we tried to hit all of them. We took gigs wherever we could. And we would just do the Weekend Warrior thing. And then in 2016, I think everybody quit their day jobs. We all moved into a house together. And we were like, we're just going to pay the music or pay the rent with music. And so everybody has to live together at that point, because you can't afford more than one rent. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
I like your jersey, sir.
I figured. I figured that Stoney was on, and he's a Blackhawks guy, so with my Blackhawks sweater on for him, it's like, okay, you're a Dallas guy, so even I should have put my North Stars jersey on, the team that where this team actually belongs in Minnesota. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not holding it against you. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
I had nothing to do with it.
I suppose though, once you guys moved in together, it always seems to me it's like the bands that come up like that, those are the ones that write the best shit, is because they're dealing with each other 24/7 instead of just, hey, showing up to rehearsal now and then. How much did that help writing?
It helped tremendously. You wake up in the middle of the night and somebody's jamming on guitar and you're pissed off at first, and then you're like, oh, what is that? What's going on over there? And then just the culture. People would ask us for the longest time. We started touring, especially, they were like, you guys spend all this time on the road together, locked in a van or a bus or whatever, and then you go home and you have to be locked in a house with each other. How do you do that without killing each other? And it was just it was a learning curve for sure at first, but it definitely contributed to our closeness. You got to squash stuff real quick when everybody's living together like that. You can't hold a grudge.
Right. But then you also get the band parties too.
Oh yeah. It always helps. Yeah.
So I think that, and again, I think that just adds to the chemistry, and I think that's one of the big things. And when you watch you guys live, it's just you've got something that a lot of bands don't have, because you've got that chance to evolve together. I was just reading the editor of Metal Edge's book, Nothing But a Good Time, and one of the things they really focused on about those '80s bands was just the fact that they lived together. You know, they were literally scrounging pennies and getting strippers to pay their rent for them, and they were all under one room, and it all lived in one room. And I think that's part of that's kind of lost today because everybody's spoiled.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about like, okay, we have to play these shows, or we're not going to eat, or we're not going to have a roof next month, or what, you know.
Right. Well, I'm getting jealous, and you know, the checkbook in me says, you know, rent is due, you got to go work tonight, and the alcoholic in me is feeling left out. So in the words of the great Don Jameson, to hell with our livers.
And the rent.
That'll get paid.
And the rent. Cheers,
paid.
brother.
Cheers.
And now I feel out of place. Now I feel like I should be drinking too.
Well, you know, and son,
that's what they call social drinking.
That's right. Yeah. Son, don't you know, bringing Coors beer this side of the Mississippi is bootlegging. So
sponsored by Coors.
There you go. Yeah.
I just watched Smokey and the Bandit again the other night. So cheers, Coors.
Cheers, Coors. So the Aerosmith, the Dream On cover, is that a song you guys used to always play live? Where'd that come from?
That actually came from, so we were doing covers kind of on our YouTube channel, and like just basically the only people that watched our YouTube channel was like our friends. So like at that point,
I know all about that.
So yeah, so one of our buddies came up to us and was like, man, you guys should do Dream On. You know, people would come up and be like, man, you guys should do this, you should do that. And one of our friends came up and was like, you should do Dream On by Aerosmith. And we were like, no, probably not. But then it kind of, I don't know, it like got stuck, and we were just like, hey, you know, maybe we should give it a shot. And we learned the song, and we got in the studio. We used to have this little studio out in this pasture behind this guy's house that we used to know. It's since been turned into like an apartment or something like that. But it's where we used to go and record. It's actually where we shot the video and all that stuff. But,
wow.
Where we used to go record all our demos, and like we recorded a lot of our second and third record there, and it's got a special place in the heart over there.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah. But we went over there and we were hanging out, and our producer, Philip Mosley, who's a super talented dude, like kind of held the reins and like was like, you know, do this, do that, like producers do. And we knocked it out in a couple of days. And then I went in there and had to lay the vocals over top of the music that they did. And I had trouble for sure hitting the high note. It didn't happen. It wasn't some magic movie moment where I hit it on the first I hit it on the first take. You know, I couldn't get it.
How many takes?
Oh, I can.
How many takes?
It was like, man, shit, I can't even remember. It had to be at least 20, because I mean, but I wanted to get it. I wanted to get it though. Like it was a thing where he was like, man, I can auto tune it. Like, you're so close. Like, I can just move it, you know, that much. And I was like, no, fuck that. You know, you can't. And then I somewhere in those 20 some takes, I finally was. He was like, you did it. You got it. You know, yeah.
No, dude, like, I know how that goes. Yeah. I recorded I recorded a couple covers over the over the 2 years to Flatten the Curve. And one of them was Ace Frehley's Speeding Back to My Baby, and the other one was Eddie and the Cruisers, Tender Years. But it's like, you know, I did so many takes and like Tender Years, and they just kind of took the best parts of each take, you know, which is fine because it came out beautiful. And like for the Ace Frehley cover, it's like, okay, we just do this line, do it again. Yeah. Do it again. Oh, and it works. I don't care. It fucking works.
Got it together. Yeah.
Do you
man, I mean,
Go ahead.
They used to do that shit back in the day too with tape. So I mean, it just took a lot. It just took a lot longer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like we cut our second record with Steve Melton. He engineered it. Muscle Shoals Sound. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Muscle Shoals story and all that. But he used to engineer at Muscle Shoals Sound Studios for like the Stones and Skinner and all that stuff. And he would tell us stories about like, I mean, they'd like you to think that they all did it like one take perfect and everything, but they bought a lot of tape. That's what he said.
Yeah,
and
they bought a lot of tape.
Yeah, and they cut it up, you know.
Oh yeah. Is there part of you that does want to go in the studio and record straight live, just to do it?
Oh yeah, man, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. We actually, I guess I can tell everybody on this podcast, we got a little live version of My Girl coming out this Friday. So,
nice.
Oh wow.
The like kind of acoustic, like we did it on the ship, Paul. Like
nice. Okay.
That kind of thing. So
very cool.
Everybody be quiet
will that
about
be on
that
all the streaming platforms?
Yeah, it will.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that My Girl you put out first, and went out as a YouTube first, and then just came out a little while ago. It came out on the streaming platforms, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. So we have that to look forward to for Friday.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it was.
yeah.
I mean, you were all over that ship, and it was. I mean, you got up with Mark from Lamb of God. How'd that come together?
Yeah.
You did. I'm trying to remember what you played with him.
I did a couple of Tyler Childers tunes. So like, Mark's a big, like alt country kind of Americana type of fan too. Like they did some Isabel songs. I never thought I'd hear Mark Morales singing a Jason Isbell song. You know what I mean? But, I mean it was kind of cool. So like our tastes line up there a lot. But that came about because our manager, Larry Mazer, used to manage Lamb of God kind of back in the day. And him and Mark, I guess, just had lunch one day. And Larry called me up and was like, I just had lunch with Mark. And he was like, he's playing an acoustic set on the ship. And he was wondering if you'd do a couple songs. And, you know, inside I'm just kind of like, you know.
Yeah, totally.
I try to keep it cool. I was like, yeah, man, that'd be cool, you know.
How was the ship experience for you?
Oh man, it's awesome. It's a different world. It's super cool to show up. I mean, it's a floating music festival. So I mean, just anytime you show up to a big festival, that kind of energy, where everybody's just there to listen to music and have a good time. And then to just be trapped in that energy for 5 days is another experience entirely. So I mean, it's awesome, man.
And you've done a couple Shiprocks. This was your second, right?
Yeah.
And I believe the fans voted. If I recall correctly, the fans voted you. You were like one of the top fan, because Alan, the guy who runs Shiprocked, they'll do a fan vote. You know, what bands do you want to see back on Shiprocked? And you were the leading vote getter, if I do recall.
Yeah, something like that, man. Like, the last couple of years we hadn't been on the ship, or they didn't. I mean, I didn't get to do it last year. But yeah, they said everybody was asking about us. Everybody was voting for us. So that's another reason why we like to be there. It's kind of cool. They, you know, once you play the first time, you kind of feel like family, or like, you know, everybody's like, we want them back, or, you know, we want them back. And
Well, and you're like the perfect band to it, because you all are part of the hang, which is, you know, you're out in karaoke that night, and you're doing, you know, you're out there, you're out and about, and it's great. People get that. That's what makes the ship so much fun, being able to like hang with the artists and get to like get closer to people.
Yeah, man. I mean, this time, the first time we were on the boat, I definitely did way more. I did not realize how much you could drink in 5 days, and I tried to test that, but this time around I knew what I was getting into, so I was a little more responsible, because, you know, the first time when you're partying and all that, you kind of miss a lot of the shows. You're like, damn, I missed their set, or I missed, you know, this. And this time it was way more about, oh shit, I gotta go see these guys play, or, you know. So
and I remember you jumped up, you got up with I saw you at a lot of places, because I made it a point, because I knew I was writing something up for Metal Edge, to making sure I saw everybody, and you were at a lot of them too. I know you jumped on stage with Otherwise. How do you know those guys? Have you toured with them? How do you know those guys?
Yeah, we did a tour with them back at the end of 2018, I think.
Okay.
or 2019, like right before COVID. They were one of our last tour mates before the world ended. And
but before we took 6 weeks to flatten the curve.
right, yeah, exactly. 6 weeks to flatten the curve.
So what did you guys do? Now you had a new album that came out in August 2021, correct? That was your latest album. What did you? Was that a COVID project for you guys, or did you have it done beforehand? How'd that album come about?
It was definitely a COVID project. We were starting to kind of work on new stuff, and then we didn't have anything else to do, so we just started meeting up we just started meeting up like 2 or 3 times a week, and just writing songs, like just for the sole purpose of writing and jamming songs. And eventually, I think by October, we had about 18 or 19 songs or like ideas put together. And then through the Christmas holiday, we went and got with our producer, Philip Mosley. He's done all of our stuff up to this point, from our first demo to now. So shout out to him. He's awesome. But yeah, so we got with him over the Christmas holiday 2020 and put together all our kind of pre-pro stuff and got the songs really kind of polished up and ready to go into the studio. And then January 2021, we recorded at Sound Emporium in Nashville. Yeah. And that's how that record came about.
Awesome. While in Nashville, did you take part in the buy one get two pair free boots?
Oh, nah, man. We brought our boots with us.
Oh, there you. That's right. That's right.
We're from Texas.
I forget you're in Texas. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, that's the beauty part about being in Texas is you could get together with your buddies over that time and your bandmates to write songs about being called a grandma killer. So that's awesome.
Well, it helped too that at the time we were still 4 out of the 5 of us were in the same house, and then the fifth guy lived 2 streets over, so it was like it was pretty contained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now are you still in Palestine? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Palestine, Texas, man.
Palestine. Okay. It's interesting because I've worked with a bunch of bands from Texas. I'm consider myself familiar with Texas, and it wasn't until I saw you guys were from there that I actually kind of deep dove and went to the Palestine website and saw. I mean, it's an interesting little town for a band like you to come out of. It looks like there's a lot of like history there, and it's very quaint.
Yeah, quaint is a good word for it.
Did you all grow up there?
I grew up down the road in an even smaller town called Rusk.
Rusk, okay.
And our drummer grew up here. Kiefer, our guitar player that just left the band here recently, he grew up in Lindale, Texas, which is like an hour from here. And then Kat grew up in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and then Chuck grew up in Wisconsin, Waukesha, Wisconsin. So
inside the cheddar curtain.
Inside the cheddar curtain.
I'm a Minnesota boy, so it's like that's what we call the border, the cheddar curtain.
Yeah. And I went to college in Milwaukee, so I'm very familiar with Waukesha. I had a roommate from Waukesha.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys end up getting together? How do you find a guy from Wisconsin to come into a small town in Texas?
Well, our original guitar player was actually from Rusk, where I grew up too. Mm-hmm. So I should mention that. And then we were all original bass players from Elkhart, Texas, which is right here outside of Palestine. And then we were a 4-piece for like the first, I think, 3 or 4 years. And then Kiefer was playing in another band, and we met him at a festival, and he had heard our demo, and he was like, man, I really like this one song. And so we started inviting him to come jam with us, and eventually snaked him from the band that he was playing in at the time, and became like a 5-piece. Because our drummer was very insistent that I don't need to be playing guitar all the time, because and I agree with him.
Are you?
I'm not the greatest rhythm guitar player for sure. I can get by. Okay. I play enough to get by. And so we all met, and then Kat had moved to Tyler, Texas, which is like the kind of the big city around here. And there's a club there called Clicks that we used to play at all the time. And we met him. He was like a monitor guy, engineer. And our original guitar player left the band. We asked Kat to come play guitar for us. And our original guitar player came back to the band for a little bit. Kat switched over to bass at that point. And then original guitar player left again. And then that's how we found Chuck. Was we had done our first tour, and our original guitar player was like, man, this life, it's not exactly for me. You know, right. I want to travel, but I don't like being in a town for 12 hours and then having to be in another town or whatever. So then our manager at the time knew Chuck from some other bands that he'd been in. And we called Chuck up, and we're sending him songs and stuff. And he showed up 2 days before our next tour, and we rehearsed with him for 2 days, and he had everything learned and ready to rock and didn't miss a beat.
Awesome.
So,
did having to change guitar players that early mess with the chemistry at all?
No, I don't think so. Cause we kind of have the same, no matter who's been in the band, we kind of have like the same routine of like getting together and being in a room and just everybody kicking ideas around and kind of having that respect. Chuck, I was going to say maybe the living together thing had, you know, a little more tightness to it maybe, but Chuck did live on our couch for about 6 months. So before he actually moved to Texas. So.
With that many people in the house, I'm surprised you had room on the couch.
Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah, man, it was a very full house at points. It was fun.
Well, it's funny.
We had 8 or 9 people living there at one.
Usually the drummer's on the couch, and this time it was a guitar player. So
no, this time the drummer bought the house. So
oh shit!
God damn it! The drummer's name's on the deed, so he gets to have the master bedroom. You know, he was the He was the one with the like the real day job. You know, the real responsible guy before we were in the band. So he had the good credit. You know, so he.
I was about to say he was the credit.
Yeah.
Going to the chat room really quick. Sledgehammer is in the house, and he says, Waukesha, that's me. He is from Waukesha. His beard is as impressive as yours, and he is probably hammered right now because he is Wisconsin. So.
That's what they do there. That's what they do there.
I know.
I think that's what a lot of us do in a lot of places. It's not just
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so you won the drummer lottery, hands down. That's I think we can safely say that.
Yeah. He's definitely the band leader for sure. He's the guy behind the curtain, you know.
And as most drummers will say, that's probably how it should be. That's what drummers think.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, he is though. He is for sure.
How'd you get hooked up with Larry? Larry, I feel like I'm commercial for the Nothing But a Good Time book, but I literally just finished reading it on my flight back to LA. And your manager, Larry Mazer, is all over that book. He managed Cinderella back in the day.
That's right. That's right.
So Larry has a rich history in like metal edge type bands. How'd you get hooked up with him?
We were in between managers at the time, and we had our booking agent at the time, Andrew Goodfriend, who works with TKO, was like, man, I've got the perfect guy for you guys. And we got on the phone with him. I think there might have been 1 or 2 other guys that we talked to, but Larry was the guy that was like, I don't want to change it. You know, whatever you guys want to do, I'm your guy. Like, we're a team. Let's do this kind of thing, you know? So
he didn't
and like you said, he had that storied history too. Like he's been in the music business for 50 years or something like that. I mean, guy's a legend.
So he didn't try to put you in the outfits from the cover of the first Cinderella record, because apparently that was his doing.
No. Oh yeah, no. He definitely had a different vision for us. Thank God.
That's awesome. So you've got this headlining tour coming up, and this is Are you bringing anyone out with you, or is that just you and locals?
This next tour in March will be just us and locals. I think
Okay.
we're playing with a band called The Lonely Ones. They used to be Boba Flex. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Boba Flex.
Yeah, we're playing with them, I think, on one or two dates in South Dakota. So,
okay. And then after that, you're going out with Buck Cherry, which is Larry manages Buck Cherry also. That's great. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's Buck Cherry and Sumo Psycho.
Yeah. That'll be
awesome.
that'll be a fun bill. Yeah.
Have you played with Buck Cherry before?
Yeah, we've done a short run with them before. This will be the most shows we've ever done with them in a row, but love those guys. They're awesome. Crew's awesome. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that should be.
You guys are doing a Minneapolis date. Where are you guys playing? Do you know it off the top of your head?
The Caboose.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a Caboose story.
So Caboose was the very first. Actually, no, I was thinking of a different club, but I had my first going away party that I never left for at the Caboose, and I did my Elvis tribute there. So
nice.
Caboose, great club, very cool club. I thought it was for a second. I thought it was a Fine Line, which was my second going away party that I actually did leave, but that was the first Ace Frehley tribute show. So
can we back up a step here?
Yes.
Your Elvis Presley tribute.
Oh yeah, I used to do Elvis shows. I'm not lying. This is
like every
100% true.
Every podcast with you is like Christmas for me because I always learn something new. Oh my God.
Unwrap a new gift.
I'm unwrapping a new gift that is Izzy Presley doing Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I know you loved him. I didn't realize you actually did a tribute.
I used to have the look. I think I had black hair when I met you. It was black because of Elvis.
You showed me a picture. I didn't realize you actually did the tribute though. That's pretty. Yeah. Is there video of this?
Unfortunately, there is.
Well,
but it's not good.
Unfortunately, for some,
it's not good video. It's not good video.
Oh, okay.
Because this was 2009, I think, 2010. So the cell phone video was.
I was about to say, so it's like pixelated.
yeah, pretty much pixelated and distorted.
Yeah, exactly. It's
just like this show.
Yeah, just like most of our Zoom interviews. Wait, who was the one to Killer Dwarfs?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Yeah. He's still pissed at himself over that. He wants to redeem himself. So we have to have
we'll have time. Yeah, we had internet problems through the whole thing. It was pretty funny. It was amusing. But, yeah. But that's what happens when you have guests from Canada.
Yeah. It happens, man.
It's just, it's like northern Wisconsin.
Yeah, the internet can't travel through Yeah.
Well, it's
internet can't travel through the cold very well.
Well, he did it from a hockey rink, so.
Oh, he was in a hockey rink. I didn't know that.
No, he was in his apartment, but.
No. Oh, that's what I thought. All right.
Come on, it's Canada. You got to make the jokes.
Yeah.
He had too many.
It's very Canadian of him.
Yeah. He had too many Elsnors in him. That's.
By the way, speaking of hockey rinks. If anyone wants to be amused, go check out. I posted today a video of me wiping out on ice skates.
It's glorious.
It's pretty damn funny.
It is glorious.
I'm like, I got to share that. I was just like,
see, Matt, this is how it goes. It's like we're having conversations about you, then we just kind of go off in a whole other fucking world.
All good, man. I'm gonna go check out this ice skating video.
Yeah,
this ice skating video.
Matt, have you ever been on skates?
I have, man. I have. When I was a lot younger. I don't know how I do now, but hopefully I'd remember.
For what it's worth, I guarantee you're in better shape than I am, and you're probably a lot more coordinated than I am at the age of 50. I have not been on skates in 30 years, and I was impressed. I didn't break anything. My wife was good. Please don't break your wrist. Please don't. And the one time I fell, I was standing completely still when I fell. That was the worst part about it. My 5-year-old nephew fell, and I went to go to pick him up, and I couldn't handle picking him up and turning off the phone at the same time, and I hit the ground. That was just pretty funny. But it was
just when you think you're safe.
Just when you think you're safe, yeah. Well, it's also, let's face it, 4 hours for a 225-pound guy on ice skates. my body can only take so much. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, try playing hockey at this age.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's
All right, so Matt, I'm going to tell you, when you get to, have you been to Minneapolis before, or is this your first run through there?
This will be our second run through the Caboose, actually, I think.
Have you made the trek to Matt's Bar yet?
Matt's Bar, I have not. No.
You need to go. You like hamburgers?
Sure. Yeah.
You need to go to Matt's Bar, make it a point. It's probably 20 to 25 minutes away from the Caboose, depending on the time of day you're at. So they have this burger. Right. It's called the Juicy Lucy. And what they do, okay, now keep in mind, they've been cooking on this griddle for 50 years. So all that flavor is just in there. So they take two quarter-pound patties and a slice of American cheese, put it on one, then seal them together. So that cheese is on the inside. So you take that first bite and that cheese comes pouring out like liquid lava gold.
Yeah,
it is the Minnesota food. It is.
Damn it! Now I need a hamburger for dinner.
I know.
If you're gonna make a trek for anything in Minnesota, you have to do that, and then get some McGolden Light.
What's that?
And if you're
McGolden Light,
Michelob Golden Light Draft. That's my beer. We can't get it out here, so.
And if you happen, if you happen to be coming through LA after Minnesota, don't hesitate to put some of that Golden Light in your vehicle and bring it for Izzy.
Actually, hold on. When is the Minnesota date?
I don't know.
Hold on. I'll look it up. Hold on a second.
It'll be.
I got this.
March.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll still be here.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
March.
Okay.
March something.
I'll still be in LA.
19th, March 19th.
Oh, there you go. I was gonna say if it was after May 1st, you might have to bring it to Vegas.
I got you.
Oh, this is news to me. Is that the date?
We'll find out tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be this is that soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Getting out of LA.
Yep. It's time.
Yeah.
So, sorry to be narcissistic and make this about me. I mean, this is the interview about you, and here I am talking about, hey, no, go get a fucking Juicy Lucy, drink a Michelob Golden Light.
We're hanging out, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go try to get. Yeah, I'm gonna go try to get a Juicy Lucy when I get to Minneapolis, dude.
Yeah.
It sounds really dirty. I'm gonna try to get a Juicy Lucy when I'm in the Caboose.
So good.
It does. Don't Urban Dictionary Juicy Lucy.
No. As a fat guy, I'm going to tell you this: just get it with just the grilled onions. Don't put any ketchup or anything on that. Unless you can throw pickles on if you like pickles. No ketchup, no nothing, no condiments. Just the grilled onions. No sauce.
Okay, I think you're a purist.
Dude,
I like that about you.
The flavor. Oh, you can't fuck with the flavor. That's just all there is to it. So
I've actually heard of there. So I'm actually one of these days. The Drowning Pool tour is not going there, and I would have loved to have because I'm now you've got me salivating for a good burger. And there's a couple places in Milwaukee that I know there's good ones, but I know I've heard of that place before, so I know that you're talking about legendary.
It is iconic, and you can get a Juicy Lucy out here, but it sucks.
Yeah. What when you tour, Matt? We'll try to bring this back around to you before Izzy or I hijack the conversation again, because we will. It's what we do. Welcome to the podcast. The wheels will come off at some point. Is there any you've been around a lot now? You've done a lot of touring. Are there markets you look forward to going to for whatever reason? Great barbecue, great food, or just the fans are out of the world. Are there any places that you look forward to?
Definitely, everywhere in the Midwest, it seems like they still listen to rock radio, and it's they still show up to shows, and the Machine Shop's probably my favorite place to play, in Michigan. The Caboose was pretty cool. I mean, there's just the history that's been through there, man. Crowds all over Wisconsin. It seems like Wisconsin, behind the cheddar curtain, they like rock music. They like rock music with their cheese, for sure.
With their cheese curds.
With their cheese curds. Just don't end up in one of those cheese heads. We don't need to see that.
No. I'm a Chicago Bears fan by birth, so I can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. I know it hurts your heart. It hurts your heart. I'm sorry.
Should I put my Vikings jersey on? Do I need to put my Vikings jersey?
Izzy has more costume changes than Cher. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good thing he's moving to Vegas. He's got his residency going. He's already
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you guys been getting some love on radio?
We pushed a few singles to radio. We did our first tour, actually, was a radio tour. We stopped at radio stations. Russ stopped at radio stations every morning. That was an experience for sure, being in a van and sleeping, just driving 7 hours and trying to sleep in the back of a van and then waking up at 7 a.m. for drive time radio. You gotta do the whole it was cool though, man. We met a lot of really cool people.
Yeah.
Still like, hey man, send me your new record, we'll spin it or whatever. So that's cool.
That's the mileage though that really pays dividends in the end, going out and because when you can sing at 7 a.m, there's not a lot that's going to stop you.
Yeah, right.
There was a few mornings where we were still a little bit turned up from the night before and just kept drinking. That was you watch all those like behind the musics and it's like, man, how did they get so messed up all the time? And it's just like they just didn't quit. They just stayed. You know,
that's
you
what
can't
happened.
get hungover. You can't get hungover if you keep drinking. You know?
See, when you're young, you can do that. You can just keep fucking going.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it anymore, man. That would be
and then blame
pretty
Ward.
Tragic.
And just blame Ward. It's all Ward's fault. Our buddy Ward.
What up? Are there any bands you just love to go out with? I mean, obviously everyone wants to tour with the biggest bands, but is there do you have a bucket list of bands that would be a dream come true to be able to play a couple shows with?
Oh man. I've always wanted to play with Shinedown. I've been listening to them since high school. Blackstone Cherry, we got to play with them a little bit.
Nice.
They were another band I've been a fan of theirs since their first record. I've got all their records, and so the first time I got to play with them, I was kind of in awe. I was like, that's the guy from the CD cover or whatever. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like you said, you'd like to say all the biggest bands, you know. I mean, I'd like to go open up for Aerosmith at their residency or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I love that you said Blackstone Cherry and that you remember from the first record. I saw them. It was them and Buck Cherry, I believe.
Yeah.
And they were like 16 fucking years old. And I'm just watching these kids just kill. And I'm like, dude, I just pawned my golf clubs to go see Slayer last night. Like, fuck.
Yeah, they're super, super talented guys, man.
That's awesome. And you have a baby coming, correct?
I do. It's doing April, man. So I'm
doing April.
It's coming up. Yeah.
So will you be back for it, you think?
Yeah. If everything goes on time, I should be back.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen?
If everything doesn't go on time, then we're going to have to cancel some shows.
That was going to be my question.
So, yeah. But
you get that phone. Will you see, baby? We got a show, baby. And we got a couple more shows, baby. And we got to go to the pay window. And I'll be there as soon as I can. But it's the pay window, baby.
What was that? Because that wasn't Sebastian.
No, that was a Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, Dusty Rhodes,
okay. Baby.
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah,
when I take you to the pay window.
Is the babe what?
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not pulling the old Dewey Cox. Like I'm gonna miss some things, you know. I'm gonna miss some births. I'm gonna miss some weddings. Yeah.
Is the baby gonna have its own crib in the band house?
We actually don't live in the band house anymore. The band house is no more. We're all a couple of guys got married, and so like everybody kind of slowly and steadily moved out of the band house, and now we all kind of live in our different places. So
do you miss the band house?
You all kind of grew up.
We're in a yeah. That was it was recently. So it was like last year that we all moved out finally. So I miss it a little bit. It was cool just you know, coming home and having, you know, you're hanging out with your buddies all the time. You're never bored. You're never bored. But it's cool. Everybody having their own place and being able to do their own, you know, kind of grow up a little bit and do adult things.
And to go into Dice. Then now you come home and there she is. Joking, of course.
No,
do you think that'll change? Do you think that'll change the dynamic songwriting? Is this like coming up? And you're probably not ready to do a new record yet, but do you think that'll change the dynamic? Not living together, will it change the way you guys do things?
Yeah, I mean, it might a little bit. We're getting to the thing where we have to teach it. We finally have to learn how to use those computers and be able to record ideas and stuff, so we can send back and forth to each other. But I think it makes it a little bit more like urgent. Like whenever we do get together and we're trying to come up with ideas, it's kind of like, okay, pressure's on. Let's do this, instead of like, okay, well, you remember that thing we did 6 months ago? Like, you know, it's more of like, okay, we're here we are. Everybody is tuning out and tuning everything else out in life, and we're tuning into writing or like putting songs together. So
does the rushing part of it scare you a little bit? Because you live in a house and it's like, boom, you have an idea, fuck dude, let's jam right now, and you can get those fresh that fresh energy, and now it's like, oh shit, I gotta come up with something, you know, for this now in a different state. You know what I mean? Does that kind of freak you out a little bit?
In a way, but I mean, it's kind of the same energy of like, hey, somebody just sent me a riff this time on my. Now I'm opening up an email and I'm listening and I'm just like, oh, here we go. Like I got the idea. I mean, it's not as fun as like somebody's, you know, been smoking out on the porch and you just walk out and you're just like, oh man, what is that? You know? And,
it's like you're not drunk on the couch at 4 a.m.
Right. Yeah. You're waking it up and you're listening to it at noon now. And yeah.
Izzy, it didn't freak him out until you brought it up.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Izzy.
That's what I do, baby.
You know, we're like on the albums where they have the credits and the special thanks to. Yours is going to be and a big fuck you to Izzy Presley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was just kind of curious about that because I had a songwriting session the other night and I got very frustrated, so I got drunk. But you know, it's just the people's process always interests the hell out of me because everybody has a different process, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, even when they would play stuff at the house, it would be, okay, let's record that. And I've got it on a voice memo now. And then it might not have been like an instant idea. It might've been like a week or two later. I'm sitting there washing the dishes or doing something that I'm not even thinking about it. And then boom, some kind of idea, or you're just humming it or something and some kind of idea hits you. So, I mean, it's similar in that way. I mean, I still kind of got that sort of thing, but yeah, I mean, you always miss the good old days. I think everybody misses their everybody always misses their, you know,
right. Well, do you think
that house we lived in college or that house, you know?
But do you think Guns N' Roses misses living in a storage unit?
Nah, I don't think they do now.
I could tell you, I think the part of the joy is just being able to grow into those changes and adapt to the way you do things. You know, it's just that's part of the thing for me that's so much fun about managing bands, just because you get to watch that evolution. And it's just, you know, everything like I'm, you know, like Izzy, something as simple as Izzy moving to Vegas, it's going to completely change everything around him. All your stimuli are different now.
Or I might have a different background.
What?
I might have a different background behind me.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe the ginger rage won't be as bad.
Oh no, it will. Ginger rage it will never go away.
But it won't be because of the traffic on the 405 or whatever.
Right, exactly. Or
Yeah.
or paying $10 for some nachos at Taco Bell.
Right. As long as you have Dolly hanging up on the wall behind you, you're gonna be fine.
Dolly will always. I may even, depending on where I place the computer, I probably have Dolly behind me at all times.
There you go.
These, yeah.
You're gonna, I predict the next rage is going to be tourists.
No, because we deal with that here.
I think it might be a little bit different in Vegas, but we'll see.
I feel like it's a daily thing in Vegas.
Yeah, I feel like the tourists in Vegas here, they're tourists. There, they're just like dumb.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a different level of tourism here versus there. We have a lot of tourists who are here to see LA, whereas in Vegas, they're there to get rich and get drunk. And they're not getting rich.
Where's Wayne Newton? Where's Wayne Newton playing? You're from here. What time is this show?
Oh, that'll be it when Izzy does the Wayne Newton cover band. The Wayne Newton cover band.
Don't fucking tempt me, because Wayne Newton was one of the greatest movies of all time, bar none. Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
I thought you were gonna say. Vegas Vacation.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen Vegas Vacation.
Wayne Newton's in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you know what?
Put a quarter in, I got a car. Put a quarter in.
Yeah, put a quarter in, you got a car. It's actually, as far as like sequels go, it's definitely not the worst one.
Yeah.
No.
Lori checking in, the Kela Koala checking in from fucking Australia. Apparently he had to swim to his house because there's a lot of rain there. But he says, Izzy in Vegas means less Zooms for us. That doesn't necessarily mean that, Lori. Just in a different location. I mean, come on, Lori.
Yeah.
It means I lose a rainbow. It means I lose a rainbow drinking partner, is what it means.
Oh well, but your wallet appreciates that.
Yeah, I'd rather pay for a couple beers than have you go to Vegas. I mean, but no. What do you guys? Completely non sequitur. But what are you guys touring in now? Are you in a van still? What are you?
We have a bus.
You have a bus. Did you buy the bus?
Wow.
Is it you have a bus?
Yeah, we own the bus. We bought it in January of 2020. So that was
wow.
That was we were like, the only way we're not going to be able to tour in this bus is if somebody dies or if the world just completely shuts down. And then
the world completely shut down.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
we're like, this is a great move. No.
Yeah, I have a feeling buses for bands are like boats for regular people. The greatest days of your life is the day you buy the boat and the day you sell the boat.
Absolutely. No, I think Larry jinxed us on that one. He was the one. He was like, "Man, it makes sense on paper, and the only way you won't be able to pay for it is if you can't tour." So,
right. Did you buy the Enough's Enough bus?
I don't think so.
Did you buy it? Was it in Iowa when you bought it?
No, I was in Nashville.
Oh, okay. All right. Then it wasn't the Enough's Enough bus, because Tori had the Enough's Enough bus in Iowa, and it's red.
We actually there was a band called the Jayhawks that were like,
oh yeah,
another Minneapolis band.
Yeah. We found their laminates in one of the drawers. So.
Oh wow.
So now you can get into any Jayhawks show you want.
I think my phone's messing up.
No, we can still hear you. You're good.
My bad. Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay.
No, see, keep that laminate and show that laminate when you go to Matt's bar. Maybe you'll get a discount. Who knows? Hey, we got this. Does this get us anything?
Hey, we're Minnesota.
Yeah.
We're feeling Minnesota.
There you go.
Well, that's all. Have you had a chance to really put some miles on it yet? What have you guys? Because obviously with COVID, what'd you do? What was it like? You recorded the record, obviously. Did you play? Being in Texas, did you get to play much or not really?
We played a few shows here and there. There was a couple of like limited capacity shows that we were allowed to play. Mm-hmm. Some outdoor stuff. We did a lot of live stream stuff. Like we had a live stream with Clutch. We did like a acoustic storytellers live stream thing. Kat and I for a while did like a weekly show where we basically just went back to the days where we were playing in the corner bar and people could make requests for,
nice.
Nice.
just like tip us or whatever, you know what I mean? And
what did you do that on Twitch, or what'd you do that
on? We did like we would broadcast it on like YouTube and Facebook and something like Instagram, something like that.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah, and we just had to kind of adapt, like you were talking about earlier, to kind of adapt and figure out how to play music and make money and pay for the house. So
and pay for the bus
and the bus at that point. Yeah.
So do you have so you own the bus? Do you have a driver that goes out with you? Do you have like a friend that drives it? How does that work?
Yeah, we do. We have a driver. His name is Chicken Biscuit.
Chicken Biscuit. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We stole him. He's a buddy of ours that we've known for a while. He would come to our shows and stuff, but he was working in the oil field at the time. He was driving big oil field trucks, and we're like, hey man, like we can't pay you oil field money, but you can come and just drive us around show to show. And he did that when we were in bandwagons. We had bandwagons for a little bit.
Okay.
And, so he came out with us and did that, and he like kind of just fell in love with driving. He's been driving ever since. He actually just got back off of a run with the country artist that went out in our bus or whatever. While we've been sitting at the house, and he's a driving machine, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? Those people are great. So do you rent the bus out when you're not using it, or is it just you let friends use it?
Yeah. This is like the first time I think that he's rented it out, and so
it's kind of like
that was kind of the plan in the beginning. We were like, oh, when we're not touring, we'll rent it out.
Yeah.
Which makes sense as long as you can tour.
Exactly.
As long as you can tour, yeah, exactly.
It's like the band version of Airbnb. It's Bus B&B.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
And now I want chicken and a biscuit. Thank you.
Well, that's all right. I want a Juicy Lucy, so we're all in.
I want a Juicy Lucy too. And also the other thing.
Let's all go get Juicy Lucy.
All right. Well, here's the other thing. When you get to Minnesota and you hit like a gas station or whatever, get some Top the Tater. It's in a green tub. Top the Tater. It's like sour cream that's made for like fucking putting on baked potatoes, but it's got this. It's like a sour cream and chive flavor, and we use it as we call it Minnesota crack. We sit down with like a bag of taco Doritos. And it's just you don't stop. So fucking good. It is so fucking good.
Oh my
God. Sorry.
Just a strict marketing guy in me wants to know, if it's so good, how is it not left Minnesota?
It's just a Minnesota. It's like a upper Midwest thing. It's just
gotcha. Okay.
Aldi did put it out nationwide for like a month for like one of their special gimmicks.
Oh, okay.
So I drove to I drove like half an hour, and I bought 2 tubs, and I ran into Newman from Friends, or Newman from Seinfeld.
Shit.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Izzy, do you have anything else for Matt, or should we? Because we can spiral into you and I talking about our favorite snack food.
Dude, we can talk about food. What's your favorite, Matt? Texas? What's the go-to snack food that you can't get anywhere else?
Oh, then we can't get anywhere. Definitely like some legit, real tacos. You guys got those out in LA, but
yeah. But yours are different.
We got we got the Doblano tacos. They're good. They're good.
The one that the Drowning Pool guys introduced me to the first time I toured Texas with them was Whataburger.
Yeah.
It's like that was the one that I got introduced to the first time, and that was a while ago. That was about probably 20 years ago. But that's the one I always associate with Texas, just like we have In-N-Out here in LA.
Right. It's very solid. I feel like Whataburger and In-N-Out are all spreading out. Now they're everywhere now because we have In-N-Out in Texas now. And it's only a matter of time before you guys get a Whataburger over there. They're going to plant those orange stripes right there in LA.
Plant them right there.
But you guys,
what happens?
You guys do have the glorious Lone Star beer. I do love me some Lone Star.
I love a good Lone Star. I love a good draft Lone Star. I'm trying to think of the barbecue here, of course, is second to none.
Oh, yeah.
Texas barbecue is legendary.
Lori from Australia says Vegemite on toast, and Lori, no. Have you ever? You've had it?
I have had it, man. We had an Australian, a fan from Australia sent us some Vegemite and some other stuff from Australia, and I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh my god!
I mean?
Oh my god!
Oh wait, are we doing a fourth costume change?
No.
It was interesting. He's actually got his actual Cher costume that he's going to bring out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his Cher costume.
He's going to come out as Cher.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Lori from Australia sent me some, and I've been begging Kevin Smith to put me in the next next Mallrats movie, and I ate Vegemite on toast live on the air, and I nearly vomited.
Oh no!
What does it taste like?
You know, like what your ass smells like after about a week of whiskey and cocaine.
Jesus Christ!
This is worse.
It's
and that
like
there will be the next Vegemite marketing plan.
There you go.
And Lori says, "All right, this guy rocks." So Matt, people want to find the band. Obviously you guys got a YouTube channel. You guys are all over Spotify. Do you have physical product obviously as well, CDs?
Sure.
You have vinyl out?
We have very limited vinyl out. So I think there's might be, you can still get it on Amazon or like a Tower Records or a Best Buy, something like that. If some of the online outlets or whatever, we don't have any, we ran out of vinyl in our personal stock. I don't have any left in the garage. So
wow,
that's good. That's good.
Let's see.
That's good. Yeah,
I'll go up to Amazon right now in real time. Let's see.
It's hard to get them now, man. It's the vinyl plants are all backed up, so it's hard.
No, it's all Adele's fault.
It's
all Adele's fault.
We definitely blame Adele.
Yep.
You know what?
Don't buy Adele's vinyls.
You know what? There is the only one they have right now. They have the latest album, self-titled, right? Self-titled. The latest album, self-titled, right? Yeah. Amazon right now has 16 copies of the latest album, and I will buy one, so it'll be down to 15. So that's what we'll see.
Just buy two, and I'll give you the money.
There you go. I'll buy two, so we're down to 14. We're going to sell out Amazon.
Let's sell them out tonight, baby.
By the time this podcast, everybody listens, we're going to sell out Amazon. That's it.
Let's go.
Lori from Australia would buy one, but shipping to Australia would cost $94. So he's probably going to wait.
Oh man!
And Izzy knows that. Izzy knows that from experience.
Izzy knows that.
Yes. It is.
Izzy knows. It's tough now with vinyl, though. It really is. It's
yeah, man. I mean, it took. I think we ordered our vinyls probably 6 months before our record came out, and we got them 3 months late. So I mean, it's everything's backed up on those. Want
to hear a tragic story? This story hasn't been told publicly before. But since you're from close to Dallas, I'll tell the story now. So Drowning Pool, they issued Sinner for the first time on vinyl last year. And we had the standard black vinyl that went to like Walmart, Target, standard retail. Then we did an exclusive variant for Revolver Magazine that was turquoise. They got their 600 copies sold out in like 36 hours. And then we had an exclusive run. We were doing 666 copies exclusive to Drowning Pool that only we could sell, blood red vinyl. The palette we were supposed to have them in time for our October tour last year. The pallet shows up in front of my house here in LA. They unloaded off the truck, and it was just I was going to move it to my garage until the tour started. The tour, which by the way didn't happen because we've been flattening the curve for 2 years.
Sure.
They dropped the pallet on the street in front of my house, and they were going to put it in my garage for me. The pallet was crushed. So I literally, the vinyl, they clearly say don't stack the pallets because vinyl's heavy.
Right.
They stacked half of the vinyl was completely crushed. I had to deny the shipment. And I literally, this was back like September. I just now got an email saying that they've got it. We're going to get reprinted now, finally. But that's how backed up everybody is.
Yeah.
Is that one of the, Paul, is that one of the copies you gave me that was in the crushed pile?
No, the copy I gave you is one I actually bought. That's one of the black vinyl issues. I don't even have the revolver one. I don't even have the blue one. I bought a handful when they went on sale.
Nice. Well, I appreciate it. I didn't know you bought it. Thank you very much.
No, I bought the drowning pool I gave you. I bought the candle box I gave you. I bought. I support by buying vinyl. I buy vinyl. Yeah, like I was just shout out to the Vinyl Street Cafe in Fairfield, Connecticut. I was just there. I got I posted on Instagram. I got the LA Guns debut album on vinyl, so I was very excited. The original issue. And as Izzy, as you like to say, it was loved. It's like, it looks like somebody got a lot of pleasure out of it. Yeah. But they had one copy of the Drowning Pool album, and I bought that there too. I'll buy it because I know the band members don't even have them at this point. So,
Paul, I tell you what, the next time we do a Kiss show, and Stoney Curtis wants to be on the next Kiss show. I mean, they do a Kiss night in Vegas, and they built a fucking tank as a drum riser. So I think,
that's awesome.
Yes. And I believe Ack will be playing at the next Kiss night in Vegas. On the next Kiss one we do, I will open my sealed Paul Stanley 78 solo record.
Oh, wow. I just wrote this week's vinyl column for Metal Edge that'll go live on Friday. I finished it this morning, and I talked about I have a sealed copy, spoiler alert, I have a sealed copy of Metallica Master of Puppets, which is, those don't exist. Like the original issue of Master of Puppets.
Damn.
Master is one of the albums I write about this week.
All right. The other two sealed Kiss albums I have is the Creatures of the Night Without Makeup and the Paul Stanley, or actually Rock and Roll Over with the Paul Stanley Tear.
Wow. Now, Matt, are you a Kiss fan?
I like.
You might be a little young to be a Kiss fan.
Yeah, I've never. My uncle who passed away, he gave me all his Kiss records before he passed away, and so I'm not very knowledgeable Kiss fan. I do like Kiss though.
All right, so when we get done here, just go to YouTube and pull up Winterland 75. Is it 74 or 75? I think it's 75. Pull up, watch it in black and white. 1975. You'll get it. You'll get it because it's early and it's raw.
Who was the guest that we had on where you and I started talking about Kiss and their face just glazed over and it was just like they were like,
which one?
Which one? Yeah, which one? And they're like, that's the problem with you Kiss fans is you never stop talking about Kiss.
Yeah, exactly. Dude,
hold on, I'm gonna look right.
That's what happened with Stoney last week.
No,
on the
it was Rich.
Show.
It was Rich Beanstalk.
Oh, yeah,
the editor-in-chief of Metal Edge now. Yeah, it was Rich, and he's like, the problem with you Kiss fans is you never stop talking about Kiss.
I was interviewing Stoney last week on the Izzy Presley show, and dude, it's like we started talking. 3/4 of the show, it was us talking about Kiss instead of interviewing him. So that is what you have to look forward to once you fall into the geekness that we are.
It might be. That might have passed him by at this point.
No.
There might be hope for him.
No, once you get hooked, you're fucked. It's you got the Bass Pro Shop hat on. You know what I'm talking about. Once you're hooked, you're fucked.
For sure.
So, Matt, people want to find the band. Social. You're on all the socials.
Yeah, all socials. Blacktop Mojo. BlacktopMojo.com for tour dates, tickets, and all that kind of stuff. Go check out our latest record. It came out in August, self-titled. It's Blacktop Mojo as well. So and then we just released a cover of My Girl last week. on all the digital music outlets. I'm trying to remember everything. We got an acoustic version of that coming out on Friday, and yeah, man. And we got some more stuff coming. So
you got the headlining tour.
Yeah.
I happen to have it open here, so I could do the plug for you. The headlining tour starts March 10th in Little Rock, and it looks like it runs until March 27th. Then hopefully the baby comes right in there.
Right up until my baby's due. That's when the tour.
Right up until your baby's due, and then you're out again. You're out again. I guess that's the Buck Cherry tour is May, right?
Yeah. So that'll be awesome. May with Sumo Psycho, and then that'll run right up until our drummer's baby's due in June. So that's
hey,
there you go.
All rock and roll, making babies. Just that's Blacktop Mojo.
Well, look, when you're out with when you're out with Buck Cherry, just corner Billy Rowe every day and annoy him with Jet Boy questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Billy was in Jet Boy. Feel the shake. Do. That's way before your time. But iconic.
Yeah, no, it's a metal edge staple for the real diehards.
Yeah.
They weren't as big as like some of the bands Larry Mazer managed, but the Jet Boy, they were a cult favorite. They were a cult favorite, definitely.
I'll try to corner him for you, Izzy.
Yeah, do me a favor. Do me a favor though. Do myself and yourself a favor. Don't get yourself thrown off the tour just to annoy him because he said so.
Yeah.
Definitely not doing that. But yeah.
But you can also appease him by start talking about Kiss and Cheap Trick because he loves Kiss and Cheap Trick, and he has a great fucking guitar company too.
There we go.
There you go.
Good.
And I can't remember the name of it right now, but so sorry, Billy. But all right, Paul, you got anything to plug while before I hit the outro music here?
No, metaledgemag.com. There is new stuff going live every day. It's blowing up, and thank everybody for their support. We have what else? Keep checking back to Metal Edge Mag. And I'm going to be out on the road the entire month from March 13th to April 10th. I'm out with Drowning Pool. So anywhere Drowning Pool is playing, feel free to come on by. Hit me up on socials. If I have room on the guest list, I'll be more than happy to hook people up.
That's a mistake.
When I say hit me up on socials, hit me up on Instagram because I don't check Facebook. But it's just hopefully I can say hi to a bunch of people. Have a few drinks with a bunch of people on the road. I'll be out from March to April tour managing Drowning Pool. So you'll find me behind the merch booth.
Well, let's have this production meeting on the air. Matt, you can sit on this production meeting with us. Are we going to stack shows, or are we going to go live as you're out on the road?
I think we're going to try to stack a couple, and I'll try to go, depending where the schedule works, I might be able to do some live ones. But it's tough because if we go live at 9:00 Eastern, that's when I'm getting ready for a show. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll figure it out. We might be able to. There's going to be some fun stuff we could do.
Yeah.
It'll be. We've got some. Obviously, with the relaunch of Metal Edge, we've got a couple of guests that we've got queued up coming up. So there's going to be. You could probably figure out looking at tour schedules who some of the artists are going to be that are coming up.
Right.
But we're going to get. We'll stack a couple. We'll pre-tape a few.
Yeah.
And we'll. Hopefully we won't miss more than a week or two while I'm out. That's my hope.
One thing I would like to do, I would like to get Ty Tabor on soon.
Mm-hmm.
We can stack that one.
Absolutely.
Matt, are you a King's X guy?
Yeah, Dogman, man.
Fuck
yeah.
Because Ty Tabor has a solo record out, and King's X is on Cruise to the Edge, which I am on in the beginning of May as well.
Oh, so, fantastic!
Yes. Keep Cruise to the Edge. It's prog, so it's keyboards and math. But we get King's X.
Little known fact that a lot of people don't know. Like after Metal Edge, I was hired. I ran Inside Out Music for North America for a couple of years. That was when I got hired by Century Media. I was the prog guy at Inside Out. So I'm very familiar. King's X were signed to Inside Out.
Well, you should come on Kings. You should come on Cruise to the Edge and party with us. There might be a singer in one of my bands that might be on it as well, doing some DJ stuff. Possibly.
Well,
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right. Let me hit my Kiss Black Diamond outro music.
Matt, thank you very much, Matt.
Matt, thank you. Hold on. We'll say goodbye off the air. Let's do the cheers right now. Cheers, brother.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
I'll fist. I don't have a drink. So.
Yeah. What is your whiskey flavor?
This stuff is it's a bottle somebody gave me that I've had in the pantry for a little bit. It's called.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's devil's something. I can't even remember the name of it.
Well, I just stick with my Jack Daniels because my body's adapted to it.
For sure.
It's just adapted to it. Hit up Blacktop Mojo on the socials. You can just put in Blacktop Mojo. You will find him. And Paul Gargano, he just gave you all his. Real Izzy Presley, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all over across the board. Of course, the show page is another podcast on the Facebook. And might change soon. Well, who knows? We're still figuring that out. If you do love what we do, give us a follow. And subscribe on the YouTube. And then donate to the Izzy Moving Fund. Izzy Presley at yahoo.com. Real Izzy Presley. We will see you next week.
And put in your request for what hockey sweaters you want to see next week.
Exactly. We don't.
He has them all.
Oh, I do. On behalf of Matt James, on behalf of Paul Gargano, my name is Izzy Presley. Thanks for having us. And our 10 middle fingers. Bam.
We have 30 middle fingers, not 10.
I know,
by the way. If you're doing your math is a little rusty.
All 10.
Yes.